25th of December 2020, Krakow, Poland. Happy Christmas, everybody. So this is the way I've just walked from my new apartment. It's a 20-minute walk, to the center of Krakow, and this is the first time that I'm seeing it. So I moved here on 16th of December, and it's been a tough move. Very difficult to leave the US and move to Poland in a time of Brexit and COVID. And what's worse, I suffered a detached retina the week before I left. So challenging. So I deliberately waited to come to the old town till today because I wanted to see it on Christmas Day and get a nice feeling for seeing it for the first time. So this is Krakow, the old town, the old city. This is the big square in the middle. I don't even know what it's called. This is the market hall up front. And you know, I'm learning about this city. I actually accepted the job here without knowing much about Krakow. And honestly, I didn't even know it was so beautiful. It's embarrassing. But now what I've learned is this used to be the old capital of Poland, before Warsaw. And whereas Warsaw was suffered a lot of damage during the wartime, surprisingly Krakow was left pretty much untouched. So all of the old buildings and everything really kind of stayed intact. And it reminds me a little of, you know, some of these great European cities like Prague, St. Petersburg. I mean, my first impression is they've done a great job in preserving it. No, not spoilt by modern buildings. They've really sort of kept the old feel of it now. This is the famous church that's right on the corner of the square. And we'll become a much better tour guide, I'm sure, after living here a few months. But after 9 days, I know nothing. But it's uplifting to come and spend Christmas Day, and most of these people here are locals, of course, because people are not traveling. They're kind of looking at me thinking, what's a guy with a British accent doing hanging out here? This is the market hall. It's right in the middle of the square. Of course, I think it's closed because of COVID and Poland is a very Catholic country. So they really observe religious holidays like this, so pretty much everything is shut. And look at this. Pretty fabulous. So the market hall, which I can't wait to see when it's everything is open and with the hustle and bustle. And people out just generally enjoying a walk on Christmas Day. It reminds me of a little bit of Trafalgar Square in London of old. There's so many pigeons. Let's hope I don't suffer the consequence of being surrounded by pigeons and get pooped on. Pretty as a postcard. And wow. I've seen clips of like when this is in busier tourist times, they have horses and carts trotting around. And I guess this place is absolutely heaving with people from all over the world. So that's where I came from. That's my way home. So I moved to an apartment which has worked out quite nicely. It's in the Jewish quarter, and it's about a 20-minute walk from here. And the Jewish quarter is just as historic, but less touristy. It's more of a sort of bohemian, artsy neighborhood now. And I've taken a couple of walks around there, and I've really enjoyed that neighborhood. And it's about a 20-minute walk up to this to this square. So my move from LA, wow, tough. The biggest challenge, like I said, was suffering a detached retina exactly a week before departure. And that's serious business with my eye. So they did a temporary thing, which means they kind of half fixed it in LA. But I'll have to get it also kind of finished here, like a second part of the procedure. So it means my left eye is pretty fuzzy. So making the move with just one working eye, and my left eye kind of looked a mess as well. So I arrived in Poland with a patch on my eye looking like a pirate, and trust me, the patch was better than looking at my eye because it was all red and kind of ugly looking, and you know, would scare the kids. So meeting my work colleagues online for the first time, I'm doing it with a patch on my eye, making the move here with one working eye. And you know, COVID obviously on the airline, lots of extra checks to do, and Brexit made life interesting as well. So coming here on the 16th of December, I basically had 2 weeks to get registered before the end of the transition agreement for Brexit on 31st of December, so that I could kind of retain EU rights to work in Poland and elsewhere in Europe. So pressure was on from a time perspective to get that done before 31st of December. And Nina, my girlfriend, is from Russia. She's not allowed into Poland at the moment because only EU citizens are allowed. So on the day that I came, unfortunately, she had to head back to St. Petersburg in Russia. Beautiful market building. I look forward to that opening. That's luck. Beautiful. So it was kind of sad because the day of departure, Nina went one way, I came another, and we're working hard to try and get her into Poland one way or another. And then, as well as, you know, the hassle of moving house and packing up and doing everything you need to do, and when it's an international move, you know, you got to get everything kind of home for everything. And I got 3 cats as well, and had to figure out how to get 3 cats into Poland. So I used a pet relocation service for the cats, try and make life easy, and well, that was the theory. And they landed in Poland on the 19th, but it was foggy, and the plane got diverted to another city, and then actually they didn't take the cats off the plane, and the cats ended up going back to Frankfurt in Germany for an extra night. And I went to Krakow airport the following day to pick them up on the 20th. When you know it, it happened again. The plane couldn't land in Krakow, and they diverted the plane to Katowice, about an hour away. And unfortunately, Katowice is not an airport that's equipped to handle animals. So Lufthansa were initially refusing to take the pets off the plane again. But I prevailed, and I went to Katowice, and they did take the pets off, but because the customs people there and the handlers were not used to really handling with pets, it took me 6 hours to get my pets out of Katowice airport. So there's a whole Sunday just getting my poor cats through customs and into their new home. Now all this time I've just arrived in Poland. I don't have a car. I don't know my way around, so I had services of an Uber driver all day long. But the nice thing about Poland, I've discovered, is it's very, very reasonably priced. And an Uber driver for the whole day cost me like $120. So I had a little Uber went above and beyond and stayed with me the whole day and helped me get my cats and drove us all back to our new home in Krakow. But it's like everything that could go wrong went wrong. In my apartment, the Wi-Fi had a problems, and that took days to get sorted out. The technicians had to come out twice, so I was without Wi-Fi, and it was hard to do my communication. Couldn't do my work calls, and you realize how much you depend on Wi-Fi when you don't have it. And then the boiler packed in my new apartment, so I had a couple of days without hot water and heating. You know, they say one of the most stressful things in life is starting a new job, and another stressful thing is moving home. So maybe it was a bit ambitious to try a new job, a new home, a new country, in a different continent, in a time of COVID and Brexit, and then suffering a detached retina beforehand. Gotta say, it's probably the toughest challenge these past 10 days I've ever had in my life. But finally, things seem to be working. So I deliberately didn't come to the old town. I thought I'd leave it to explore on Christmas Day, since I'm here alone on Christmas Day. And I thought, you know what, it'll be uplifting to come and see something of beauty on today of all days for the first time, and that will make a nice memory. And I think that was a pretty good idea because it looks pretty gorgeous. Not sure what this is. Another interesting place. So yeah, new job, new home, new country, detached retina, COVID, Brexit. That was a challenge. But I have a feeling that, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And you don't get the rewards in life if you don't take the risks. We certainly took some risks coming here. But I just have a feeling, and I really hope, that the move is going to pay off. And, I can just imagine this place. Can you imagine living here in the nice, warmer weather? All the cafe, all the tables out in the square. It's just going to be such a nice place to live. And as I said, it's a very reasonably priced place to come. Uber's like, for me, it's like 15% of the US cost to get around. Restaurants are a fraction of the price they are in the USA. Oh, Christmas Day. I have no idea who this guy is. This looks like it's out of a science fiction movie, when something fell down. Who is this guy? Why has he got this stuff across his face? Is that a mask across his face? Maybe it's like he knew about COVID centuries ago. Oh. So that's pretty much it. That's a lap around Old Town Krakow, and the story so far. But things are looking up. My office is in a very nice modern building, completely the opposite direction of the old town. It's a 9-minute commute from my apartment. And nobody's in the office right now, so I just went in for one day to get my new equipment. But the office is nice, next to a huge shopping mall. And the office is beautiful, and they showed me the office that I'll have, and it was very nice. And a 9-minute commute is great. So a 9-minute commute in one direction to my new office, and then a 20-minute walk in the opposite direction to come here. So I think all the ingredients are in place to have a nice experience working here. Although I'm working for Herbalife, who are based in Los Angeles, and I spent the first few weeks in Los Angeles working with them, I've actually been hired by Herbalife Poland as an EU citizen. So I'm here even though I've lived in LA for the past 16 years, and my boss is based in LA, but I'm hired again as a European, hired by Herbalife Poland. So this is my new home. And let's end on this picture of the market square. So, happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, everyone. And I can't wait to see friends and family come out here and have some special times, I hope.